But Augustus is so elusive. He's like, even though he's in front of you, he's not.
Well, that's why right now, Ray's got to make the most of this opportunity.
Exactly, and he is, but he's laying in there. He's punching in there, but he's laying more.
He's not doing quite the effective work that you'd like to see him doing. And there's a good example of what you're saying. Giving a little opportunity now for Augustus to explode.
Augustus lets his hands go. Mickey, thank you so much for visiting with you. Hey, listen, best of luck to your nephew. I know you're a great influence in his life, and all your great contributions to the sport continue onward.
Thank you.
Mickey Ward.
Thanks, Teddy.
Good having you, Mickey.
Thank you.
Final minute here of round number 5. These two guys haven't moved for a good minute and a half. Ray Oliveira pops a right hand in there. Emmanuel Augustus looks for the opportunities to put 10 punches together, and he does just that. Uppercut comes in from Augustus. Right hands, 1, 2, 3 of them.
And there's a little distance, a little space. As soon as you see those angles in that little space, that little distance, look for Augustus to exploit it with his quicker hands, and he has. Again, there's just more angles, more dimensions to Augustus than there is to Oliveira.
Ray Oliveira has thrown over 125 punches in this round as we come to the end of round number 5. Augustus has thrown over 100 himself. Just a fabulous, fabulous round of action as we come to the halfway point of this scheduled 10-rounder, and we check in with Christy Martin and Brian Kenny. Brian.
Very good. All right, guys, now of the drunken master.
Yes, exactly, Brian. And I agree with your assessment, Brian. If that's how he's at his best, then go for it. And here he comes out in round 6, already starting with that form. So let's see if he goes to it. Hands down, side to side, knees up, and firing off right hands that are swaying behind him, and then all of a sudden they're landing flush. CompuBox numbers from round 5 look at the punches. 56 out of 108 for Augustus. And Oliveira on the other side threw 143. Good stuff. Right hand comes in as Super Ray falls him back. Now staying with the jab, and the puppet is in form. Combination comes in from Augustus.
A lot of people would ask, how do you deal with this kind of movement and chaotic,
look at this,
behavior? But the way you deal with it is, as Mickey was touching on, stay composed, use all that experience that we talked about that Oliveira has, and throw punches. While he's making all those movements, his body's in front of you. Some of it is more show than dough. So what you have to do is you got to move your hands and take advantage of them. Don't get mesmerized and set up by the movement, but take advantage of him being out of position and start chucking punches at him.
A jab to the chest was part of Teddy's fight plan. And right now on Teddy's scorecard, Emmanuel Augustus has taken rounds 2 through 5 for a 49-46 edge.
So these are the spots where the hair, the quicker rabbit, Augustus, and he's shown that, takes little breaks where Oliveira did not make the most of it. He must take advantage of these spots where Augustus slows down. And again, the problem for Oliveira, we noted it right at the top. Other than the jab, his repertoire is only useful when he's in close. If Augustus keeps distance, well, he separates himself and he's the better guy. And there's a double punch right there.
Unbelievable. And then a left and a right.
But what you got to look at here, Joe, is not the end result, but the beginning. When Augustus is making all those movements, shooting his hands to the side, then he's not ready to punch. And when he's doing that, see, Oliveira just watched him. He got mesmerized, and he allowed the hands to get back into punching position, and he paid a price for it. But when the hands are shooting to the side, when he's out of position, that's when you have to work. That's when you got to throw your shots up the pipe, up the middle. And that's where you need a real clear, steady head to do that. And Oliveira has not been doing that despite all his experience. He's been caught up in all that flash and pizzazz.
He did it in the 4th round, and he came back and pulled it off again here in the 6th round. Let's check back in with Brian Kenny.
right, Joe, some boxing news now. The Nevada State Athletic Commission suspending Eric Morrell, former flyweight titleist, pled no contest to second-degree sexual assault. He could get time in jail. The assault involved a 15-year-old girl. Morrell was to fight Fernando Montiel Saturday on the Hopkins-Taylor undercard. That's out now. He'll be sentenced in August, and the commission will revisit the matter at that time. Some other notes. Welterweight champion Zab Judah said to be leaning toward a title defense against Sharmba Mitchell. That, according to Dan Rafael on ESPN.com. Mitchell looked marvelous last time out against Chris the Mechanic Smith in his welterweight debut on the Tyson McBride undercard. Also, former junior lightweight champion Acelino Freitas will fight Saturday night in Brazil. Still one of the most exciting fighters in the world. Second fight since the loss to Corrales. He'll face Fabian Salazar of Panama. That'll do it for the news right now. Let's send it back live. Boxing again, and the master, Emmanuel Augustus, in the ring. Joe?
Yeah, you want to see another look at what the master pulled off in that round.
Time.
A double punch, Teddy?
Time.
Exactly what it was. Two for the price of one.
You know, Teddy,
Right
now
here.
what's going on over
Nice
here
job,
in the
my
Ray
friend.
Oliveira
All the way
round?
around.
This is,
Take your
okay,
time.
we're wrapping up the right side as Steve Smoger wanted to address the tape. So a little extra time for Ray Oliveira.
Excellent.
Oliveira
Time in,
took a
regular
break in
clock,
the last
time
round.
in.
If you consider throwing 89 punches a round a break, Augustus outthrew him for the first time. He's been outlanding him, but he outthrew him for the first time in the 6th round, and Augustus right back to his antics.
Look, this is a very difficult style for Oliveira, for anybody. But let's not forget, Oliveira has had such a long career with so many tough fights, with all the toughest fighters around. He finally cracked just a little bit. This is a fighter who had never been stopped in his 15-year career. He cracked a little bit in his last fight when he was stopped for the first time in that long career with now new champion Ricky Hatton, who just beat Katsuzu. Perhaps a sign, maybe, Joe, of the concrete wall starting to crack after many hits from the hammer.
Agreed, Teddy.
You know, you got a wall. Augustus by no means is a huge puncher, but he's a quick puncher, and he hits you with a lot of punches. You have a wall, and Oliveira has represented a wall. Anytime you're not stopped in 15 years, that's a wall. But you keep banging at that wall, banging at that wall, banging at the wall. Sooner or later, it starts to give just a little bit.
Double right hands and a right hand to the body from Augustus, who hasn't stopped for a good 20 seconds. Meanwhile, on the other side, Ray Oliveira slowed down in round number 6. Round 5, he threw 143. Round 6, he threw 89. And so far, he has thrown 50 punches here in this 7th round.
There's only so much you can take in a career of boxing. Just like football players, they can only go so long. No different with boxing. Oliveira, he had never been cut in his whole 15-year career, but cut 2 of his last 4 fights. To me, again, another sign of some wear and tear, going up and down in weight, the skin stretching and then coming back down. All those years, all of a sudden your body starts to show wear and tear it had never shown.
And it ain't going to get much easier as we come down to the last 3 rounds here of this fight.
How is this guy throwing at you with the ability he has? Talking about Augustus, the speed that he has, the style that he has. To give you so many different dimensions. He can fight inside with you, hold you on the inside, be able to just hold his own like he's doing right now. He's giving Oliveira a taste of his own medicine on the inside and getting the better of him. Then he can take it outside where Oliveira cannot match him.
Good shot.
Right hand to the body. Emmanuel Augustus seemingly in total control now as we're in the 7th round against Ray Oliveira.
Very good. Very